Today, on Be Something Wonderful, your assumption of wish fulfilled is an act of God. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Another big video coming to you from Cape Town, South Africa. I want to talk about the email that I got from a client that I had a session probably around mid-May. And she has scheduled another one, and I think it's in 2 weeks, is what she said. And I want to talk about this client because in her email she said, "Oh my God, I am is an act of God." This is something that came up in our session as we were talking of the power of that one affirmation, right? Of I am, of declaring who you are, the power really of your assumption, the power of standing in your assumption of your wish already fulfilled. And then I want to contrast this with another email that was right near this email. In fact, it got my attention where normally it doesn't. Normally it gets buried with other emails. And this was from a subscriber that said, "Will you provide affirmations in a routine I can follow to manifest my desires? I'm thinking of 3 or 4 desires: a dream job, a house, new friends, a new SP. I'm currently overwhelmed, anxious, wavering with manifesting my desires." So think about this. There's nothing I could provide. There's no routine. There's no affirmation that could move you from your assumption, your state of being that you're overwhelmed, you're anxious, and you're wavering with your manifestations. That is your I am story. That's who and what you're conscious of being. Do you see it? No, and you say it here. You provide. I can follow to manifest. I'm thinking of 3 or 4 desires. Do you see it? You're not thinking as those desires. You're not thinking from those desires. You're thinking of them. From what state? From a state of lack, from a state of separation. There's no affirmation, there's no routine that can get you there. It can only magnify and emphasize the state of lack that you're already in. Do you see it? Remember, routines and affirmations, vain affirmations, imply, declare, and announce that I am not already who I desire to be, and I do not already have what I desire to have. Do you see it? They become I am not affirmations. And not I am, because you're thinking of them, not from them, not as them. It's coming from lack and separation and anxiousness and wavering. That's your story. So any routine, and again, a routine implies that you have to do something every day to get something in the future. Do you see it? Remember, source is spontaneous. Source is creative. Source doesn't work on routine. Source just is isness in this now moment. You want an affirmation to come from that place of truth in the now moment. From that place of truth within that I am that, right? And so all of that's implying I am not, right? You are not only, so I want to say, and I think some of you, often you hear quoted in the communities, the Neville Goddard communities, you are the operant power. This is what Neville Goddard says. Yes, that's true, but let's even take that a step further. You are all power. You're not just the operant power of your reality. You're all power. Wherever God is at all, the all of God must be. This means wherever you are at all, the all of God must be within you. So as you try to affirm and do routines to get what you want, you're declaring that you're not that power, right? That you're not any of that you're maybe some of the power, maybe the operant power, maybe you're not, but you are all power, not just the operant power. So I want to hit this because this contrasts with my new client. About mid-May, I think we met. Tom, I can't express how grateful I am. Just after our first session, I have another one in 2 weeks. I think she booked another one in 2 weeks. After months of affirming and looking for movement out there, right? Affirming, right? Basically affirming I am not what I want to be, but I'm hoping to see it somewhere out there. Do you see it? Out there. I simply rested in I am that. I just announced it. This is her. She called, and now she's talking about her SP. Her SP, she said she called saying, I want to start over. I want to start over. This is what my client wanted. My client wanted a redo, wanted a restart, right? And remember, the past is just an image. It's a memory. They're just images that exist, but only when you remember them. And you can remember them differently, just like we said with Solaris. And so she just imagined that it was different. A do-over. A do-over because you are source, right? Because you're the source of reality. You create the images that you want to remember, that you want to declare. Wow. So, and also she had the lease was going to be increased, extraordinary increase in her lease, and she really wanted to stay there. And now she said that they have settled it, but they're only going to increase it $75 a month. Way within her budget, right? And God knows what, and then she goes, and God knows what good is coming next. I love that because we talked about that good is God. That I am is all the good that you could possibly want. I am. All that good is within you when you declare I am. Right? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is what she's saying. So, and this is where we talked about, oh my God, I am is an act of God. Because that's what we were talking about. It's an act of God. When you declare something, when you announce it, when you declare your wish fulfilled, that's an act of God. That's an act of I am. I am is an act of God. You must be conscious of being that person for whom and through whom that reality is already real. Right? Leave the middle. Right? Move to the assumption. I am that no matter what. Don't get caught in the middle. Only when you're in the middle of temporary thoughts and feelings and conditions can you feel anxiety. Can you feel anxious for anything. Right? Remember, I am is the beginning and the end. It's the first and last, the Alpha and Omega, right? There's nothing more. Don't get caught in that middle. It begins and ends with I am. I am is the act of God, right? It's the act of I am. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Revelations 22:13, that's the revelation. No routine, no process, no affirmation based in lack, worry, and anxiousness will manifest what you desire. Why? Because you are the process. You are the act or the action, right? God is the life or the bread or the way or the light, all of it, right? You are the process that I am. Regardless of what you want to be, you must declare you already are it and persist in that assumption. Neville Goddard. Regardless of what you want to be, you must declare you already it. Do you see it with that client that said, that subscriber that says, I want this. I'm thinking of this, and I need affirmations and routines to get there. Well, that's not going to get you there. Regardless of what you want to be, you must declare it. Regardless of the affirmations and the routines, you must declare it. Inner conviction is your authority of I am. That's the only authority. You would have no authority or no power over me unless it was given from above. Jesus was clear to Pontius Pilate. That's the authority. It's absolute faith as God. That's what faith is. Right? It's that absolute faith, that absolute authority as God. An assumption is an act of faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. Neville Goddard. But let's even go further than that. An assumption is an act of God. Right? I am that is an act of God. It's an act of fulfillment as fulfillment. Non-fulfillment's impossible when you say I am that. It's an act of God. It's an act of fulfillment. Non-fulfillment is impossible. Right? Your desire, your unseen fulfillment, I am that. And it's the beginning and it's the end. It's the seen fulfillment and manifest. I am that, I am that. You have the unseen, the desire, I am that. Then you have the seen, the manifested fulfillment, I am that. What's the link that links that? That's the faith. That's the loyalty to the unseen reality. Thank you, Father. That's the gratitude. That's the act of God. Gratitude's an act of God. Gratitude, that faith, you see it? Faith is that unseen link. Your assumption or act of God. That's what links it all. Because when you desire something, it is yours. To desire it is to have it. To desire a state is to be it or to have it. That's already done. You're going from fulfillment to fulfillment. From the unseen to the seen. And what's the link? Faith. Loyalty to that unseen reality. Thank you, Father. That gratitude, that conscious of being already who you want to be. That's your assumption. That is an act of God. Your assumption of wish fulfilled is an act of God. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on the videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. Thank you for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, or just go to our website anytime at tomkearin.com or besomethingwonderful.com for all that information and more. We also have a link to our membership page, our membership channel that has more content. We just released a video yesterday on the membership channel, and we're going to be doing another live stream on it. You can join us there. There's a link. Thank you for joining if you already have. Creators, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, this is Tom Kearin with Be Something Wonderful, coming to you from Cape Town, South Africa. We'll see you soon.